Hi everybody, my name's Sarah and I'm from Derby County Community Trust. So today we've been looking at some nice sweet snacks, but our final one is a lovely savoury dish. So today we're going to be making some homemade hummus or hummus, depending on how you'd like to pronounce it. So it's a really simple, easy dish, and it's also really cheap to make as well. I know if you go to the shop and buy ready-made pots of this, it can be sort of from £1, £1.20. So a tin of chickpeas, which is our main ingredient, is about 25p. So you can see the difference in the price. So again, it's a great store cupboard meal to have as well, because we're just using store cupboard meals. There are lots of different variations of this. Our recipe is on the website, so again, feel free to play around with it and add your own ingredients, but this is just the basic, just to show you how you can do it. So again, I'll just run through my ingredients after I've just put some hand sanitizer on. So I have washed my hands outside, so I'm just going to use my hand sanitizer, especially at the moment. Really important to keep our hands nice and clean. So again, I've got my short sleeves on, so if you have got long sleeves, if you want to roll them up and keep your hair tucked back. So we're all ready to go. So like I say, I've got my chickpeas here. So these are a great food. So these are our protein, so they keep us nice and full. And again, a really healthy alternative to meat, and also nice and filling. And again, very reasonably priced. Again, I am going to make some side dips. So I've got my favourite here. I've got some ready chopped pepper, some yellow and some red, all towards our 5 a day. I have got some other bits that I'm going to be chopping here, and my cucumber. Just some flavourings to make the couscous taste a little bit different. I've got some pepper, I've got some cumin and some garlic granules. You can use your fresh garlic, but I'm going to use my garlic granules today just for ease. I've also got, as an accompaniment, we have got some of a wholemeal pita bread here. So I'm going to be slicing this and using this as a dip. So this is a lovely snack. You can make it into a main meal. It's absolutely gorgeous in wraps with salad as well. But again, today we're going to be looking at making it as something that we're going to use as a dip. So just to get started, I've got my bowl that I'm going to mix everything in. So all we need to do is be very careful with this. I've already opened the tin, and what I'm doing, chickpeas actually come in a liquid. So I'm just going to pour that out, because we are going to be using some of that. It might not be all of it, but please be very careful when you're doing this, because the tin is sharp. So I'm just going to drain that off, and all I'm going to do is put that out of the way and drop my chickpeas into my bowl. So you can see there, they just come out. It's just the beans, so they're all good to go. Smell really nice as well, really tasty. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just put some pepper in there, just for a little bit of flavouring. So again, if you have a look on the internet, you can see lots and lots of different recipes for this. So roasted pepper's really nice. So if you wanted to put some of the peppers in the oven, roast them for a few minutes, you could mix those in with there. We do like it with a little bit of chilli sauce on our house when it's made, and that is really nice. A particular sort of restaurant, which I won't name the name of, that is one of their really popular starters with some wholemeal bread. Absolutely delicious. So garlic granules, just a little bit in there. We don't want too much, but shake it up. It's all about personal preference. So I'm just going to do that. We've got that in there. And then I have got one of these really handy things here, which is a handheld blender. So you can do this by hand if you were at home doing it and you hadn't got one of these. Potato masher is really good, and a wooden spoon. But just for ease today, I'm going to do this. So I'm just going to pop it in. And all I'm doing is just pushing down on it. You can see that's getting into a lovely shape already. So just keep mashing it in. Just pause that for a minute. This is where it all comes down to your preference. So you can get some hummus that is quite crunchy, or if you prefer it smooth. Totally up to you how you want to prepare it. Now I can see mine is quite liquidy already, but I'm just going to do a little bit more. Very satisfying doing that. So all I'm going to do, I've got quite a bit stuck on the bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scrape this little bit off. Please be very careful with your fingers here. Obviously never ever touch this with your fingers. Just get all the last bits out. And I'm just going to give it a stir with this spoon here, with my spatula, just to see how we're getting on with consistency. So I'll just show you here, because again, I know when I've made this at home before, I've made the mistake of putting too much liquid in and it's gone too runny, so it's not been too tasty. Now that is actually the perfect consistency, because if you think we want to be able to dip into it, so that is lovely. I'm feeling that looks very nice. So give it a little mix, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it into one of my little bowls. Obviously the liquid that we reserved, that would have been just to give it a little bit of that wetness. So if it was too dry, we'd drain the beans really well. We could have added some of that in. So we don't need that today, so that can go down the sink or wherever you want to put it, but it's really good to have it there. Like I say, it's just to make sure that we get the right consistency. So like all our recipes, this one is a great one because you can do lots of adapting with it. You can make it totally your own. So it's nice and easy. It's a no cook recipe, but please make sure you've got somebody with you while you're doing this, because we are using the sharp knives and things. So I'll just put that over there. So look at that, that's all good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that on my plate here, just for decoration, put it just there. I've got some ready cut peppers here, but we are just going to do a few more now. So we've got our red pepper, trying to get our veg in as well, so we're thinking about our 5 a day. Obviously we've got lots of protein in there, which is really good, a meat-free alternative, but will keep us nice and full, really tasty. So we are using a safety knife today, so just remember our crab hand. Make sure we're holding it like this, so we're not actually going to cut our fingers. So I've cut this one in half already. Just going to give the pepper a press down on here. One of my favourite foods, pepper, and it's great raw with dip, so I'm really looking forward to this. Giving it a squidge, and again, packed full of vitamin C. So I'm just using my crab hand just to make some little pepper sticks almost, which we can use as dips in there. So I've got all the seeds out here. Going to keep chopping. Remember as well with your dips, when you're at home you can get creative. So breadsticks are great, carrot sticks, spring onions, whatever you think. And again, if you think how much this has cost, it's a real cheap money saving dish. Like I say, it's lovely in wraps with some salad, really nice and filling. So we're getting all our food groups in here. So crab hand there, just put that here. So with our peppers, because we've got 2 different colours, they do count as 2 of our 5 a day, which is great. So you can see, nice, colourful, interesting looking food. So I'm going to pop that on there. So we've got our cucumber now. Cucumber's a great food to have. It's about 90% water, so it's really good for keeping us hydrated as well. Makes a great dip as well. Really nice and tasty and fresh and light. So let me chop this in half. My chopping board's moving. Let me just move that out there. So just going to chop this in half using my bridge hand. I'm going to make it a little bit thinner. There we go. Chop that in half. And you can see, oh, I think I should have had a bigger plate, shouldn't I? There we go. But imagine how creative, how nice you can make this as well. So just finish off our last thing. So with the pita breads that we're going to cut up next, you could put them in the toaster if you wanted to warm them up. You could put them in the oven for a couple of minutes. If you're doing that, you can make them nice and crispy or soft. If you wanted to make them soft, you could put them in tin foil and put them in the oven for a few minutes. I've just not cooked this one at all. I'm just going to chop it up just so you can see. Just going to do our fingers here. Again, I'm using wholemeal pita breads today, just because it's a really good source of fibre, but it's your own personal choice. So fibre, great for our tummy, and also the wholemeal will keep us nice and full for longer. So this is a really tasty meal. So just chopping this up to put on our plate. And this is absolutely loaded with goodness. So I'm just going to put the ends over there, pull this over here, add that onto there. Then what I'm going to do is just get my pepper, put a little sprinkle on the top, just to finish it off. There we go. So again, lots of different things. Like I say, in our house, we like a little bit of chilli on there, a little tiny bit of olive oil if you want. So whatever you want, get creative with it. So I'll just show you the finished result, which is there. And I'm going to have a little taste with my pepper, see what it's like. And that is absolutely lovely, better than the shops. So really enjoy it, really nice healthy meal. So enjoy making this. All the directions are on the website, the recipe is on there. So great for lunch boxes, great for snacks, great for an evening meal if you wanted to put some other bits and bobs with it, make it into a wrap. So I hope you enjoy making this. Enjoy, and we'll see you very soon. Thank you.